Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the latest episode of the Dairy Aisle. It's me, your incredibly not sick host, Eli, and with me, as always, the not sickest person in the industry, James Mazzarato, everybody.
Dude, I totally thought, again, you were going to say, it's your boy, Eli.
It's your boy, me.
It's your boy.
It's your man, Exhibit, X to the Z. Sup,
Thank you for that illustrious intro as always. I am good. I am also very corona-free and on day 28, I believe, of quarantine.
That's amazing that you can keep count like that.
We've been doing, I thought it would be fun to do a post-apocalyptic day tally on the mirror in the kitchen.
Oh, wow.
You know, just in case if it does get that bad, people can find it and ask questions like, oh, wow, look, this is where people were waiting for whatever was happening.
Sure that in accordance with video game law that you leave randomly placed bullets and medical kits everywhere in your house.
Oh, yeah. If this thing gets worse, I'm writing fucking alive inside on the side of my house.
You can. Don't dead.
Don't what?
Don't dead. Open inside. Do you know about this joke?
No.
Ever see the first episode of The Walking Dead?
No.
Have you ever seen The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Okay. The first episode when this dude wakes up in the hospital.
Yes, I remember this.
And there's that door that has the chains on it holding in all the zombies. And they were trying to write, don't open, dead inside. But don't dead, open inside. And like the internet has never let them live that shit down.
That's fucking awesome. How does someone not look at that and go, yeah, it doesn't look right?
Yeah, I don't know. They fucked up. I hope they kick themselves in the ass for that for the rest of time.
No, that's fucking, I love that kind of shit. It just proves that even if you have millions of dollars to throw at a beautiful production, there's always going to be some kind of fuck up.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
So you're on day 28, huh?
Day 28, yeah, man. The day after my birthday.
Are you counting Saturdays and Sundays?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know if you were counting like just days that you've been quarantined like from work.
No, because on the weekends I go places. I go places all the time. Like we're always out of the house, so it's
wild.
You know?
To stay home.
You what?
Supposed to stay home.
You're supposed to stay home? I mean, we stay home and do plenty of things, but like, you know, we like going, visiting friends and going out doing adventures and going to the beach and going to places, go on vacations.
Friends might be sick. Don't do that shit.
I want to go all those places. But yeah, so it's been okay. I'm a little stir crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Final Fantasy VII has saved me so far.
Well, I mean, one can get lost in the kingdom of Midgard.
It has the power. It came out at midnight. I played from midnight to 5:30 in the morning. Slept for like 4 hours. Woke up, ate breakfast, and then played from 10 to 7:30.
Wow.
And then took a break because we had to watch Trolls 2, which was, by the way, if you haven't seen Trolls 2, pretty much an acid trip for children.
Roped into watching these terrible movies.
Trolls 2 actually wasn't too bad. I don't mind the Trolls series. Like the first one wasn't too bad. It was all right. You just gotta get a little sideways, and then the movie takes a whole new form. It's kind of nice.
I see.
But yeah, and then so we watched Trolls 2 and all that stuff, and then we finished everything at like 10:30, something like that, and then I played from 10:30 to 3:30, and then my body was like, all right, it's time to fucking sleep, and I crashed till probably almost 1 today.
Oh boy.
Yep, it's been a weird trip back to being 16.
I was gonna say, I was 17. Like high schooler again.
Yeah, it's like it's weird. I was like, how the fuck did I do this all the time?
Well, because you had a younger body back then, you could handle it.
Yeah. Oh, and way less responsibility. Like I didn't have to worry about fucking 90% of the shit I have to worry about now.
Had ravished by the ravages of time.
Yeah, the ravages of time and adulthood.
Old wooden warship.
But yeah, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a mixture of Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto Online, and Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's a great mix. That's a solid menage a trois of games.
If I'm not shooting people in the face, I'm racing cars, and if I ain't doing that, I'm planting some trees.
Oh, look at you planting some trees. Oh, is that what you do in Grand Theft Auto? You just race cars?
Yeah. I do a lot of racing. It's become like my racing simulator at this point because unfortunately for PlayStation, Gran Turismo fucking sucks and there's no good racing games out there. But as I've talked about in previous episodes, I'm a huge fan of Forza, and the problem with that is that no game holds a candle to that series for me. So, you know, and I don't have an Xbox or a gaming PC, so I'm kind of screwed on that one. But whatever, it is what it
Why
is.
don't you? But what is wrong with Forza? I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong with Forza. It's that there's no other racing game that I've encountered that matches the level of customization for cars, the
On
life,
experience that you get.
or just the feel of the game itself.
Get you. So when is there another Forza in the works? I don't follow racing games much.
There is. I haven't owned an Xbox for like 2 or 3 years now, so I don't really keep up with it anymore.
Oh,
But whatever.
Are you gonna upgrade?
What, to the PS5?
Yeah, because all this talk is out with the PS5 remote reveal, which is basically a fucking Xbox remote with the skin on it.
Thing is that the PS4 is such a solid fucking console. That I mean, the PS5 has to be something like so astronomically better than the
But
PS4.
I mean, did you watch the Mark Cerny presentation from what was supposed to be the GDC presentation of this?
Be pretty powerful in comparison to the PS5, the PS4. And they're bringing in a lot of like new to console technology that consoles haven't really had before. But it feels like a lot of people were saying online that it feels like just a gussied up PS4 Pro.
Not in any way, shape, or form. The capability that it's going to have with the solid state drives that they're going to be using is
I'm just
literally leaps and bounds above what the PS4 can push out. Like the reason you have in PS4 games, you have those moments of like where you're walking really slow through a little tunnel is because they don't want to add a load screen, but they need something because the other half of whatever the fuck you're going to needs to load. Like with the way that they're establishing the architecture for the PS5, things are going to be able to load in literal real time as you're moving through them. Like you're not going to have any load lag. You're not going to have any of that. So all these big things that are happening, these big set pieces don't have to be broken up anymore. All these things, what they were talking about was freeing it up to the developers and thinking about the developers first in that sense so that they can make the game they want to make without having to worry about, okay, well, the architecture of the system only allows this much of the assets to load at one time, so we need to make sure that the player can't turn around it, like all those little like puzzle pieces that they need to figure out. They want to try to take those away and give them as much agency as possible. It was really, really, really encouraging for me, because I was like you, I wasn't sold on any of like next gen. I'm like, I don't know what next gen's going to do for me, but after watching the presentation, I was like, oh, this looks like there's actually something interesting that developers can now play with to get that new creative juice back into games and get like new experiences back in there that we haven't really had as
normally, at least for me, I usually wait about a year for a new console to come out. Maybe
you do the year.
Yeah, just to get the first batch out into the wild and see how they do, and let them work out kinks and stuff.
Feel you.
Kind of like what we did with the Switch. And then that's it. Once I'm like, okay, well, it's time to jump on the the new console bandwagon. Then I get on there. All I really want to see for the PS5, I would like to see a return to things like Destiny and maybe somebody coming out with a game like Anthem, but that actually works.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about Anthem.
We won't, but I'm just saying that's kind of what I'm looking for, and I would like a developer at some point to release a racing game for the PS5 that doesn't blow dicks, like something that's as good as Forza, if not better.
Why don't you like Turismo?
So Gran Turismo it's like a pretty real racing simulator. It's up there with, I'd argue it's up there with things like Assetto Corsa and shit, where it's very real. Like there's no element of arcadiness to it whatsoever. And it's more about driving the stock car and seeing what that car in its OEM environment can do versus Forza, which the goal is to upgrade the car to the fucking stratosphere and just balls to the wall and have fun with it. But you have to understand that my history with Forza goes from the release of Forza 1, Forza 1, the special edition of Forza 2, the special edition of Forza 3, Forza 4 as well, then Horizons 1, 2, and 3. So
So you literally played every Forza game.
I've almost played every Forza game. I'm missing Forza 5 and 6 and Horizon 4.
That's a lot of Forza games. That's so
It
many
is.
Forza games.
That's all from Xbox, the first Xbox, through Xbox 360 to the Xbox One.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm racing games have never been my thing, so I just didn't.
It's really the only thing that like I'm lacking in life, and
is a racing game.
yeah. I mean, if I had a good solid Forza in my life or something that was, like 90% or 99% comparable, I'd probably be more entertained with video gaming. But whatever, it is what it is.
You're playing a lot of like COD and stuff like that, yeah?
Call of Duty fills a pretty big void, and so does Gran Turismo every now and again. I mean, sorry, Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
And Animal Crossing has been helping a lot. So.
Oh, do you like the monotonous task completion of Animal Crossing?
I mean, it some of it is monotonous, but like for instance, Nintendo did this very strange thing, which I'm not super cool with, but essentially the way it works is that if you have one Switch in your household, it doesn't matter how many copies of Animal Crossing you have. There's one island and one island owner per console. So like if you and Christy both have one Switch, like a Switch that you share between each other, and you both buy a copy of Animal Crossing. If you download it first, it's your island, not hers. She can just live on the island with you.
Oh, so you need to have your own. That's fucked up. That's
you have to have your own Switch with your own copy of the game. Yeah, it's super obnoxious.
That's so annoying.
The islands are pretty big. So what I ended up doing was I ended up joining Millie's island, and I cut away like one part of the island for myself. And that's my little corner of the island.
And then you harvest there, you do all your little things there.
For the most part, like I designed it with my own little aesthetic and stuff like that. I had my own little section of the beach. And then the bottom outside
beachfront property. How nice.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. That little the bottom part of my side of the island, we're turning it into an orchard, or like sort of like almost like a plantation style type deal.
Mm-hmm.
So we've planted trees of every single fruit, and then later on when we get the terraforming and we can build like roads and dirt paths and stuff, then we'll pretty it up a little bit. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Millie's really enjoyed it. She has a huge group of friends and family that she plays with, and they're always going to each other's islands and they're trading recipes and.
Oh, that's really cute. I mean, that's the good thing about it, right? Is that you're kind of like living this little.
For like Millie got screwed out of her birthday because her birthday's on the 13th. And we were going to do that big 90s themed birthday party here. Remember? And we can't do that anymore. So now all of her friends and her family are getting together to do a birthday in Animal Crossing for her.
Oh, that's adorable. That's super cute.
So, it's kind of nice that, there's that option. It's very exciting.
I was very, very tempted to get Animal Crossing for Christy because she always loved like all the Farmville games, all those like, she loves resource management and stuff like that. So I was like, man, maybe I'll just download it for her today.
Yeah, just don't tell her anything. Be like, hey, here, hand her the Switch and be like, I got you a gift.
Be like, try this out and let me know how you like.
Yeah, and also the upside is that you can also join her island. So if you decide you're like, I want to do something mindless and cute and just design stuff, you can go on there and do it too.
So I just have to go to her profile and download it on her profile, and it'll be her island?
Yeah, it'll be her island. Like, she'll be the fucking mayor of the island. So she gets to decide, like, what Animal Crossing characters move into her island. She gets to build, she gets to place, like, where the store is and where the island, the resident services building is and all that shit. Like, she gets to pick the layout of the island, all that stuff. So, I think our internet connection just took a shit.
No, yeah, we're good. Your audio never cut.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just your video got a little glitch.
Okay.
Internet connection is unstable. Give me 1 second.
There we go. Yellow, and now it's green.
Yeah, mine's green again too.
It's definitely good. It's got some little like meh things about it, but Nintendo's very much paying attention to what the community says, so they've been making changes little by little, and that's been very pleasant.
I'm sure they're very ecstatic about the amount of people that are probably buying their game that probably weren't going to buy their game considering that they're now in a quarantine.
Yeah, no, this is the quarantine is
Yeah.
probably the best thing that could have happened to Nintendo as far as Animal Crossing is concerned.
Oh, for sure. Oh, and for Square Enix, like Final Fantasy coming out during quarantine too. Like,
Yeah, any video game that drops during the quarantine is like guaranteed. If it's like a known title, like they're guaranteed to make buku bucks.
yeah, you would have to, because I mean, you already have a lot. If they came out, you already had a lot of pre-orders anyway, so you had money that was already guaranteed, and then all the people who are still able to buy will probably just pick it up.
Yeah, I feel you. So,
Man.
what has been your favorite stuck at home quarantine activity so far?
My favorite stuck at home quarantine activity right now, it's Final Fantasy because it's taking up about the entirety of my brain. But I've been doing a lot of gardening projects. Gardening and outside work has probably been my favorite thing, just because it helps me to like separate work. Kind of like it's like I go outside to like get away from work. So it's nice to have that outside space. We've been working a ton in it. I finally built that workbench that I've been talking to you about.
I saw the photo; it looked excellent.
Did you like it?
I love it.
Looks good, right?
Came out exactly how you like pictured, like you drew it out for me in your head when we were at Home Depot.
Yeah, exactly. Even the recessed little like support
Uh huh.
casing for the front, I was like, this is how
Beautiful.
it's gonna look.
Came out wonderful.
So now I'm gonna build an upper, like I'm gonna build the shelving box, and then I'm gonna attach that to the back of it, so I have a nice like little shelving section up top, and I have a little section where we can hang tools, and
Did that
stuff like that.
did that little jig thing that we bought? Did that
Bro, like a charm,
good?
that thing. Bro, you attach it, you just clamp it down with a vise, and it gives you the perfect. You have to set it for whatever the thickness of the wood is, and then how far you want to go. But dude, just wham wham, and it gives you these perfect diagonal pocket holes, so you can do a perpendicular connection. And like if you put wood glue, bro, that thing is like a new seam.
That's
It's
fun.
like welded together. It's beautiful.
That's amazing.
Um,
What are you gonna
yeah, and then it hides it really well. What happened?
What are you gonna finish the table in? Like lacquer or stain or what?
Yeah, I just got a lacquer.
Okay.
I just got a lacquer with sealer in it already.
Sanded all
And
that thing.
yeah, that thing was pre-sanded before I ever put it together.
Got
So
it.
I'm gonna give it one rough little sand again, just to make sure like there's no particulate or anything on there, and wipe it down really good. And then yeah, and then stain it up, and then I'll probably stain the upper, like the shelving box, separately, so that way, and then I'll attach it and fix any little imperfections. But yeah,
Word.
yeah. But that has been probably my favorite activity being stuck in quarantine. Has been going outside and doing a bunch of yard work. How about you?
Well, I haven't really been quarantined because I'm essential personnel, so I still have to go into work every day.
Hey, at least you're essential though. That's nice.
Yeah. I mean, we've essentially been doing fucking jack shit, so that's wonderful because I've had Thursday was technically the 8th day in a row that they sent us home early. Because there was
Thursday?
just nothing for us to do. So like we'd get there at 7, we'd stay in the warehouse until like almost 9, and then they'd be like, "All right, well, go home, guys. Sorry, we'll see you tomorrow." And so I'd just be like, "Okay, great." So I woke up at 5 in the morning for literally nothing. Thanks.
Just to do absolutely dog shit nothing.
Yeah. So no, I'd come home and I would just eat shit and play video games all day.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't have any real projects that I have to do around the house right now. And if I do, it's either a project that I need Millie because I need another hand, or it's something that I need to like go to Home Depot or Lowe's to pick up stuff.
Mhm.
And I live with an 84-year-old woman. I cannot be taking risks like going to Home Depot and shit.
That is the shitty part, huh?
And if Mills gets like a regular cold and she's coughing for like 2 weeks, so I also cannot put her at any risk like
Yeah.
unnecessarily.
No, we've been doing everything we can to, even when we go out, we're following all the protocol and all that stuff, like the masks, gloves, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Like if we got to change things up a bit,
For sure. Oh, there it is. There's that quarantine yawn.
or that bored ass quarantine yawn. But yeah,
Quarantine yawns.
I'm
Yeah.
playing a lot of video games. Just kind of doing what I normally do, like do my chores, cook, clean, hang out with the dogs, research stuff online. But that's basically been it. Like my life, like my little sphere of influence at home and at work has not changed one iota since the quarantine.
So you feel like life hasn't changed that much for you so far during this quarantine?
It's weird. It's like life changed for everybody else, and I'm like looking at it from the outside because it feels like nothing in my world has really truly changed.
That's how Vinny felt because Vinny also was going to work up until this week that just passed.
Right.
He started Monday. He was working from starting, but he, we were, 18 days in. He was just like, it still feels like I'm still living my normal life.
Still living my normal life, and that, mind you, it's kind of normal. Like on Friday, things changed a little bit because my workplace furloughed like 20 something people from the warehouse floor.
Oh,
Furloughing you
Jesus.
guys for 2 weeks. Like, we want you to know that your jobs are still secure. You have your jobs when you come back. If any of you have health insurance, we're gonna keep giving you health insurance, but we just can't pay you for the next 2 weeks because
Yeah, like we literally don't have money.
yeah. So like I'm sure that stung for a lot of them, but it is nice knowing that there's that light at the end of the tunnel, knowing like, oh, I don't have to look for a new job, and I don't lose my health insurance if I have it. I just I'm gonna be out a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. And then maybe for 2 weeks, I mean, 2 weeks, maybe you could.
Yeah, in
It's
our
not great, but maybe you Uber or something for 2 weeks and try to.
maybe. I mean, at our place it's weird because we get paid every week, which is kind of strange. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Um, so I'm sure for some of them it'll sting a little bit, but again, the fact that they can keep their job and keep their health insurance is pretty awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, that's if it stays at 2 weeks.
Right, which we're hoping it does, but it's not so much because they're like, oh, we don't know how long you're going to be not having work. It's just that we estimate that that's how long it'll take for the product to finally get delivered to our warehouse so they can get back to work doing what they normally do.
Got it. So it's like if there's no work for you to do, I can't pay you.
Right. And then my team, which is the IT group, we are the ones that are being asked to stay. Because we have to start like getting a bunch of devices ready and shit like that for a rollout, even though rollout has been pushed 6 weeks back now, like to May, sometime like that. So I mean, we'll see. And they've just been pushing it back like little by little, and then finally, I think like a week or so ago, or a week and a half ago, they're like, you know what, we're just gonna push it back a whole 6 weeks to like the beginning or middle of May or something.
God damn.
Yeah, but they said we're gonna hear back again at the end of April, or no, sorry, by April 20th, we're supposed to hear if they've moved the schedule back again.
This has been such a weird time for like literally everyone.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to balance this on my knee. Just because the lighting was bothering me. But this has been such a weird time for everyone in like every conceivable industry everywhere.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like everyone's just been trying to like do damage control and figure out how they're going to keep doing what they were doing in this fucking super weird time.
Yeah, this has been like I said, I'm looking at this like from the outside in because I'm seeing how it affects other people, and it's like okay, today I went to go do groceries, right? And I mean, I've already done groceries once before, so I know the drill. You put on a mask, you put on your gloves, and you just try to keep your distance from people. That's all you can do. You follow the rules and you hope that everybody else around you does as well. But I went today to go do groceries, and I cannot tell you how many people I saw just me walking around, no gloves, no mask, like everything's fucking hunky dory. And I'm like, you fucking idiots! Like, you don't have a mask because you could just fucking wrap a shirt around your head, like,
bro. That's what they're telling people too. They're like, yo, a shirt, a scarf, anything. Like, if you have one of those fucking masks because you're a construction worker, like wear those. Like anything that just covers your mouth and thing.
But there were just people walking around, no gloves, no mask, and I'm like, damn, dog, I don't know how you do it.
Not giving a hot fuck.
Yeah, not a single fuck was given that day. But like,
it's
we have like a protocol here at the house now where like when somebody does groceries, you have to call whoever's home to open all the doors for you, and then you come, drop off the bags, throw away your gloves, and then go upstairs and shower immediately and throw all your clothes in the hamper. So we do like a full decon procedure.
No infection getting in the house.
Yeah, I mean, we don't go crazy. Like we still we do our best to like clean the door handles and everything like that after somebody comes home from the grocery or whatever. But outside of that, bro, everything's normal. Like we still walk our dogs like normal. We feed them like normal. We still hang out. We talk shit. We go to work. Like It's weird. It's kind of like I don't know. It's like when you're living. I guess this might be an analogy that only like people in Florida can understand. But it's kind of like when there's a hurricane coming directly out of South Florida, and we're all like, "Oh shit, everybody get ready!" And then it swerves suddenly northwards towards like northern Florida or the Carolinas.
Oh yeah.
And you're seeing what it's doing to those states, and you're just like, "Wow, that fucking sucks, dude." But like,
Yeah, and you're sitting here with 4 cases of water, like, well,
yep, I bought way too much toilet paper. This is a problem. And we're back. Sorry about that pause, ladies and gentlemen. We had a Zoom interruption. Apparently, we're only allowed or able to record for roughly 40 minutes at a time. So we had to take a quick.
Yep.
Went and got myself a drink. James, comfortable?
Unless you want to pay Daddy some money, and then we can record for as long as we want.
Is that how Zoom works?
Yeah, if you pay Daddy money, you could talk for as long as you want. But if not, it's 40 minutes.
Or Daddy's going to come in here and beat the shit out of you. Where's my
Give Daddy's money?
A dark real fast.
I want Zoom is
done. I'm really, really sorry to all of our listeners that we've been radio silent for so long, that this sort of came out of nowhere. And since we're not super well versed at podcasting just yet, despite what you may have heard, it was a process of not only James figuring out about like working from home and being quarantined, and then me figuring out what was going on with my new job and all that stuff. It was also a matter of like learning how to podcast from home because we can't be together for the actual recording. That being said, if the audio quality is good enough and we're happy with the final product, then by the time you hear this, we'll probably have already started planning how to do more regular episodes once again.
Yeah, get back on the schedule again.
And then, whatever. In the meantime, we'll just have to live with whatever audio quality this solution produces until finally everything normalizes and we can get back to providing you guys not only the quality of audio, but the quality of content that you're used to hearing from us. So thank you.
Yeah, I think I would hope our audience understands that it is quite a tumultuous time, and that requires adaptation and patience and stuff. And we're glad that we have the opportunity to do this. At the very least, if this is what the next month looks like of episodes, that's fine with us. Which is this episode, and I guess one more episode, or oh god, I can see Millie.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
The producer.
Oh god.
Everybody put on your uniforms.
Lice, put your dick away.
Come on over, please. You're already here.
You're already in the shot.
She's about to be more in the. Oh god, look at her.
Oh my god! Wow, way to not fully commit to entering a room.
Come on over. Come on over.
Come on over, baby. Come on over. What is she doing?
I don't know, but does she not realize that I can just turn the fucking screen?
You're on camera.
Hi.
Oh my god.
Super, super polite. It does this sometimes. The connection gets a little weird. He can
but by the way, I like the perpendicular table setup.
Yeah. I'm hoping that I'm just an idiot because the reason that we couldn't figure out the audio the last time was because I forgot to connect the recorder or the mixer to the computer because I'm a moron. So
wait, the audio for what last time?
So we tried to record an episode when the quarantine first started, like just Millie and I.
Yes.
Put something out there before we knew that we could do the whole Zoom thing. And we kept trying to record. I was like, why does this sound like shit? We kept fucking with the gain and everything. And it turns out that I am apparently on the spectrum and I forgot to attach the mixer to the computer. So I'm in it, ladies and gentlemen. I am better than I think.
So it was using like the computer's mic, and that's why it sounded like shit. It's the computer's mic from far away.
Mics. So we were just like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
Like Owen Wilson trying to get the files out in Zoolander.
The files are In the computer.
In the computer.
In the computer. What are you doing? Hold on.
Check this in the back.
Of what?
I wonder if this
Can you
will
not?
pick up him.
I don't know, honey.
What are you doing?
Hold on. Let me see something.
Hey, what you doing?
All right, James, do me a favor. Talk.
Talk, 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 talk. Everybody gonna talk. Everybody want talks.
What?
You want to talk. I want to talk. You want to talk. I want to talk. He want to talk. She want to talk. Was that good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Hello.
Oh God, you're wearing
Big-
KRKs.
Yeah.
So you can. Okay, so you connected it so you can hear both of us now.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. I can't hear me talking, but
Oh well.
I know the words are coming out.
What if I just do the rest of the podcast like this, just talking into it like it's a weird droopy dick?
I mean, the audio quality has not diminished, so
Is it gonna be distracting for you if I just talk
not really.
about my day like this?
I mean, as long as you don't talk sensually like that.
Hey.
Don't- What's this shit that's big on TikTok?
Oh no.
Fucking dumb. Can I get a hug?
Can I get a
Does it go
Bro,
up?
TikTok is stupid.
Dude, TikTok has been saving my life, comically speaking.
It's Vines. It's Vines all over again.
Glad. And I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad a whole new generation gets to have Vine again.
Bro, Vine was great. I loved Vine.
Vine was excellent. And I'm glad that it was like short lived. Like, here, we're going to have this for a little bit, and then that's it. It's gone. Bye.
My God.
Yeah.
It was what, like 3 years? 3
It was
years,
like,
4
yeah,
years?
like 2 or 3 years of Vine, and then that's it. And then it was all gone. So we'll see how long the Chinese owned TikTok lasts.
Is it Chinese?
Yes, totally owned by the Chinese.
Oh, fucking that. Oh, that's not gonna last at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here, you fucking fucker.
You better be
Yeah,
happy.
that's right. I told her.
He said, have a nice day.
He said you're a lovely woman and he hopes you have a prosperous life.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
So, I had a question for you.
Yeah, what's up? Tell me.
Okay.
Now that we're back in it, what is this question?
So, I am in the process of buying a car for myself.
Okay.
I finally saved up some money. I've been hunting on Craigslist because I'm too poor to buy a new car. And I don't have that kind of bread.
Really quick, is this a project car or is this like a car for you to?
Like a regular daily.
Oh, okay.
It is going to become my project car, and that like I'm obviously, you know me, I'm going to modify the shit out of it and enjoy it, make it my own.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not going to rice it out or anything.
No, yeah, I didn't think you were going to. I just thought you were going to make whatever changes you were going to make.
All right. So I'm looking at picking up the ultimate hairdresser car, a Miata. It'll be my second Miata that I've had in my life.
I was actually going to say, were you thinking about doing a Miata because I knew you had worked on one before because you had one.
Yeah, so now I'm going to do another Miata now. So my first Miata was a 1997 NA2. So it was the second version of the first generation.
Okay.
So it just came with better everything.
Yeah.
It like a bigger motor, better transmission, better differential, better brakes, all the fun stuff. And I really enjoyed it. But it had a lot of like little issues with it at the time that I was either too poor or too dumb to fix. Which looking back on it now, I kind of regret not, diving deeper into it. But whatever, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I actually made more money selling it than what I spent on it, which is kind of nice. But I barely put miles on it. I think I bought it with 115,000 miles on the odometer, and when I sold it, I think I sold it at 123,000 miles. So,
oh wow, yeah. So you didn't drive it much at all.
No, because at the time I was working and going to Miami-Dade, so I would literally just like drive to my friend's house, drive to school, and drive home. And then I had a part-time job, so I would drive to work 2 or 3 days a week, and work was right down the street at Dadeland, so I would just drive to
Okay.
and that's it. But no, this one's going to be a little different. The one I'm looking at right now is the first version of the second generation. So this will be an NB1. So I think it's going to be a 99 or a 2000. And I've looked at a few. They're a little overpriced, but surprisingly, this whole quarantine has caused people to sort of lower their prices a bit because they just, like they need
Oh, for sure, yeah.
have to get rid of the car. So I'm looking at one right now. I found one on OfferUp, and I've been talking to the guy back and forth, just getting more pictures and just coordinating. He's up in, I think, somewhere in North Florida, like Hollywood or something in that area. So, but I wanted to ask you, what was your first car ever?
My first car. Oh, like that was mine.
Like, what was your first set of wheels? Like, whether you bought it or was given to you or gifted. Like, what was your first set of wheels ever?
My first set of wheels was a 90. I want to say it was the 96 Sentra.
You had a 96
6 or a 97. Huh?
You had one too?
Yeah, I had a 96 Sentra.
They had one.
It was my mom's car for forever. And then they had just kept it, and they were like, well, we'll just give it to Jimmy when he, needs a car. And I was like 18. And I remember I went to my mom's. My stepdad had just done the brakes. He had changed the oil. The only thing that was wrong with it was the alignment was off. So it pulled to the right a little bit, quite a bit. It was a pretty big pull. But that was it. So I went and I picked it up after work, got it, and then went and picked my friend up from his job that same day. Like I picked it up from my mom's house, went over, grabbed him, and then about 4 hours later, I crashed on the turnpike and totaled the 96 Sentra.
Hold on. How did you crash on a turnpike in a car? that arguably, maybe make it down, like downhill, it can hit 100 miles an hour. How?
So like I said, it would pull to the right. So I had to, honestly, it was like 10 degrees of turn to the left to like keep it straight. And we were getting close to our exit because I had picked my friend up after getting my car because we were going to go to a show in Orlando, which was for the Dead Weather, and it was the House of Blues. And he had an extra ticket, and he was like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, for sure. I just got a car. I'm getting a car tomorrow, so we'll drive up. It'll be fun. And we were getting close to our exit, so I went and I grabbed my phone from the center console just to pull it up and check what my exit was. And I was going around a corner. I was making it was like a gentle left curving, like a highway curve toward the left. But I guess in that moment, not paying attention, I just turned too close to the wall because I was in the left lane. And when I look up, I'm like about to touch the wall, and I overcorrect to the right. So I start to lose control, and then I overcorrect to the left, and that's what like takes me totally out of control. And I veer directly. The last thing I remember is driving straight into like that dirt ditch next, on the highway, and then right into the metal. I remember going headfirst into the one of the guardrails.
Oh, nice.
And and thinking, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go through the other one into opposing traffic because there's no way, because I'm going like 80 miles an hour down the highway.
Nice.
And I'm like, there's no way this is going to hold me. This is to stop like side swipes or something like that. Oh no, that shit held all of me. It held me, and I spun and I hit it again, and then I spun and the car finally stopped. But I hit it so hard that my air compressor was on like the other side of the turnpike. It was on like the southbound side of the turnpike.
Nice.
My entire front end was crushed in. The car caught fire.
But you and your friend were okay.
Yeah, no, we were good. I actually didn't have literally anything wrong with me. I had maybe like a scrape on the inner part of my arm, which is now covered by a tattoo.
Nice.
But yeah, I think he fractured like 1 or 2 metacarpals, but it was like they were like hairline fractures. Not bad.
He's definitely got
definitely what?
Definitely got it worse than you did.
Yeah, no, definitely got worse than me. But yeah, and then we waited for my stepdad to drive up 3 hours, 4 hours to come get us. So
How excited must they have been?
Yeah, so that's my first car experience. I had my first car for about 6 hours, and then I totaled it.
Nice. That must have been exciting.
You know, I do what I do. My brother was faster. He got his car, and I think he totaled it his like half an hour.
How do you know?
We're not good drivers. You know, we're good talkers. We're not good drivers.
Hey, you know what? Everybody has a skill.
Everyone does have a skill, and I've become a much better driver since then. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, it also didn't help that my only experience was like driving every once in a while with Christy, and then that's it. That was how much driving experience I had by the time I was 18. Because I had gotten in so much trouble when I was younger that my parents were like, "Yeah, we're not giving you a fucking license to to drive around the city, and
Just leave? Like, no.
we're not gonna let you be raucous and rowdy on the streets of Miami, Florida. You can't even fucking be trusted in the house."
What do you mean legally?
So
Ability to have freedom? No.
no. Yeah, so I just got to my practicing with Christy, and then I went to go take the driving test and pass, because in Miami you don't actually have to know how to drive to get a driver's license.
You just have to
So-
show up. That's it.
Yeah, as long they're like, oh, you're here for your appointment.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your license. Sign right here.
Can you point out into that field and tell me which of those objects is a car? It'll literally just be a parking lot with one car, and it'd be like that over there. That's the car. Like, well, I mean, shit. I don't know what else. That's like the highest score we've seen all week. Go ahead.
That's
Sign
pretty
right.
good. I mean, maybe you could start running the department.
Yeah, we have an opening. Yeah, no, getting a license done here is less of a test and more of a transaction than anything, if you get my drift.
Yeah, it's like going to CVS and buying some peanuts or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why I specifically go to CVS for peanuts, but I go to CVS for peanuts.
You know, they have good. Where else are you going to go to for peanuts? Because I can tell you right now that supermarkets don't sell peanuts.
Supermarkets do sell peanuts. What are you talking about?
When and where?
Supermarkets?
What type? Well, what type of peanuts are we talking about? Like with the shell and everything?
Yeah, dog. Yes, in produce.
You must have a very nice supermarket near you, because the one next to me does a shit in produce. They've got like 4 plátanos and about 12 kiwis. That's all they got.
Oh my god! Did they model it after the Bahamas? What the fuck?
Must have.
What's it called? No, man. They're in like they're with where all the produce is, like next to where all their artisanal nut treats are, like their chocolate covered almonds, all their bullshit.
Oh, because you shop at Publix.
Yes. Where do you shop? I
Congratulations.
shop where it's a pleasure. Where do you shop?
I'm gonna start with this. Congratulations on the money. Nah, dog. No, because the crypt keeper lives with us, and she's 100 years old. She wants things that no other stores have, so we have to go to like Presidente and Navarro, and then we have to go to fucking Fresco y Mas. So,
Oh, so it's like I want shit from the island
yeah, basically,
that you can only get from the island.
fucking piece of shit. So, like, it's a pleasure to go to Publix always, because I'm like, oh, okay, I can shop with normal people. Thanks, and they have everything I need.
Like, oh, look at all the things that I can use here.
Yeah, no, at the other one, like, you go to fucking Presidente and you're like, hey, I need some pork. They're like, well, there's a live pig in the back. You want to just go slaughter it yourself? You're like, what? I mean, that's not the service I was expecting, but thank you.
But I said this is a wet market.
Dude, yeah, there's just a bunch of like chickens running around and shit. I'm like, no wonder the coronavirus almost killed us. Look at you motherfuckers. There's a bat in here, I'm sure.
You guys are fucking trying to do your own fucking coronavirus in here.
Ridiculous.
COVID-20.
Oh, shit. That's like all the time traveler memes. Be like, have the zombies showed up yet? Be like, the what?
Like, oh, well, gotta go.
Oh, boy.
The zombies showed up yet.
So, wow.
What about your first car? What was your first car? Getting back to cars.
My first set of wheels that belonged to me was my grandfather's car that he could no longer drive when he got sick. I got a 1996 sapphire white Buick Park Avenue supercharged. This
Damn.
a literal yacht. Okay, if you don't believe me of the size of this car, I want you to go online and I want you to search a white 1997 or 1996 Buick Park Avenue. You don't even have to put the supercharged one because it looks identical. All right, just look for a white one. Mine even had the luggage rack on the trunk lid. When I tell you that this car had more ashtrays than seatbelts, I'm not kidding.
More ashtrays than seatbelts.
Yep. Mind you,
Well, I mean,
this is a car that seats 5 people. So minimum, this thing had 6 ashtrays and only 4 doors. Riddle me that.
it's important that you don't get ash all over your beautiful Park Avenue interior.
Well, let me tell you, because to this day, I can still remember where each and every single ashtray in that car was. Ready? Let's go, everybody. So you had an ashtray in the door card of every single door. The back seat
Mhm.
had a fold-down armrest with 2 ashtrays in it. Not one big one, one for each person. And then the center console in the front, which wasn't really a center console because you had the lever shifter on the stock of the steering column. Right beneath the air conditioning controls, there were 2 pop-out ashtrays, and then underneath the glove box there was a pull-out ashtray. Yep. I don't know if this was like some sort of car that GM built at the time. They're like, what if we make a car specifically for the Italian mob and Russian gangsters? And
Do you think it'll take off?
yeah, and that's what they produced. The interior was rich Corinthian leather, styled in a wonderful like bluish gray color, which literally
Oh,
looked
that's awesome.
like it just looked like the most like early 90s corporate thing you've ever seen. Like that is the most
Oh,
I've ever seen in my entire life.
beautiful.
I have literally never sat in a more comfortable car than that. That car was like literally sitting in a couch. The
Was
suspension,
it a full bench seat or was it like solo seat?
no, it was solo seats.
Oh, okay.
The suspension was the softest thing I've ever experienced in a car. I mean, it was almost like an off-roader in how much suspension travel it had.
Really?
Yeah, like you'd go over bumps and you wouldn't feel it because it had independent suspension, but the suspension was mega soft. Where you'd really feel the suspension was when you'd make like a sharp turn, and the amount of body roll in that fucking yacht was incredible. I felt like I was gonna flip the car over on its side. Yeah. However, if you heard me mention the original title of this car, I said a very specific word. I said that it was supercharged.
Supercharged.
And I literally meant that. So not only did it have the Buick 3.8 liter V6 that produced like only like 190 something horsepower, this bitch was supercharged up to like almost 300 horsepower.
Oh, nice.
From 1996, and I got it in like 2007. This car had no traction control whatsoever. So in the rain, I had to like literally like let the car coast up to like 10 miles an hour and then gently get on the power, because if not, I would just spin tire.
Are you fucking serious?
Put it to you this way: in the dry, like on just straight dry asphalt, I could be doing 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, and if I put my foot to the floor while moving, the car would literally just spin all of first and second gear. Yeah. And she was a fast bitch too. For as big as she was, dude, I could get on the highway and do like 110 cruising.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Easy. And you know, it had the gas mileage of a Kuwaiti oil fire, but I mean, it was okay. Like I measured.
It was just enough gas to get to the next gas station. Fill up one more time.
Pass everything but the gas station, so that was nice. The trunk space was like a fucking TARDIS. Like it was like a warehouse inside of that trunk. And it leaked oil like a sieve. So, but that was my first set of wheels.
How long did you have it?
God, I don't even know. I think I had it for like a year and a half. And then,
oh, that's it?
So yeah, I go to work one day and I go to put the car in reverse to leave the house, and the transmission, like the transmission lever, gets stuck. Like it doesn't want to it like got stuck between park and reverse, or like park and neutral or some shit like that, and it wouldn't want to go back into park or come down into reverse. My dad at the time was home, and he goes, "Oh well, let's see if the transmission, like if the steering column has like a transmission lock, like a little button that you can press to unlock the transmission." No.
Yeah.
Didn't have one. So
a transmission lock?
Have you ever been I think your car has it, cuz your shifter is in the center console, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that if you look at where your shifter is, there's gonna look like there's gonna be like a little piece of plastic, like a little door that you can like pop open like a screwdriver, your key.
Mhm.
In there, there's like a little like button or a switch that you're supposed to depress with another screwdriver, and it will unlock the shifter, so the shifter can move freely into any gear it wants.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
I think it's made specifically for people who are towing a car and don't have the keys to turn it on and put it into neutral.
Oh,
Yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure that's what it's for.
that makes sense. So that way, if like you're also if you're repoing a car or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was a good car. I mean, it had its quirks, but I miss it. It was a big boat, and I
Hey man,
cigarettes at the time, and I used to smoke in the car. Obviously, not hotboxing. I'd lower all the windows, and I wouldn't even use any of the ashtrays. I would just like hang my cigarette outside of the car because I didn't want the car to smell like cigarettes. But what
yeah, same.
is that it invariably ended up smelling like cigars instead. So it was like just the manliest smelling car you've ever been inside of. It just smelled like
It's
old
like, yo,
cigars.
who's the 62-year-old Cuban animal that's about to fucking walk out of that car
Yeah, and then my fucking 129-pound ass fucking would just like saunter
at the age of what?
17, 18 years old. Like, and the thing,
Oh yeah,
all limbs. So at that age, I weighed less then than I do now. So I got out of that shit like Slender Man. Like, they were like, what the fuck
it's
is
like hello. Like, did you see that piece of linguine that drove up in the fucking Park Avenue?
for sure girls being like, who is that spaghetti noodle of a man that just rode up? My God.
Oh my god, just oh my god, call him Barrillo because I want him in my fucking sauce.
I want to be his meatball. Mm.
Oh man.
Yeah, super gross.
At least you had yours for longer than I had mine.
Well, I think you might have set like a land speed record for how long you had a car for.
For fucking up first cars.
That was amazing.
Every time I tell that story, I never meet anyone who is like, "Oh, I've done that." They're always like, "What?"
How? So what
I'm like,
preceded the Central? What was after that?
The Mazda 6.
You had a Mazda 6, really?
Yeah, Christy's old Mazda 6. When she got a new car, she gave me the Mazda 6.
Oh. What did
So I
she
used that for.
Wow.
That's when she got the. That's when she got the Charger.
Oh. What so she had a first generation Mazda 6, huh?
I don't know if it was first gen.
It might have. What year was this?
I think it was a 2004
Yeah, that's
or 8.
yeah. If it's 04, that's got to be first.
I think it was 08. I don't know, but it was. It man, let me tell you what. I've never had more problems with a car than with a fucking Mazda. Jesus Christ. That car was a nightmare. We had to change the entire transmission out, and then we fucking sold it, and I got my Nissan. And then I had my Nissan, and then it died, and then we brought it back to life, and then now my brother drives that Nissan, and I have a BMW.
Yeah, you definitely had the first generation. First generation was 2002 to 2008.
Oh yeah, it was a first gen.
Okay.
Mazda 6.
Damn, and you had to replace the transmission on it?
Oh yeah, it was horrendous. AC stopped working. It was bad.
No, unacceptable. And then you got the Ultima. And would you like
And then I got the Ultima.
hold on, because I can't let you go on without this. Would you like to tell the folks about how that one time you decided that your Ultima was actually a Ford Raptor and you went off-roading one morning?
Oh my god. uh my my Nissan decided to climb a fucking rock one morning. I was on the way to work actually, and I had like a breakfast sandwich because I was running a little late. So I'd hopped in the car. I was eating, and I'm like driving with my knee because I had just made a right from where my house is, from where my old townhouse is. Like there's 3 houses on each side of this little offshoot of the main road that runs through the complex. So I pulled out from there, made a right, and then I'm on that main road. But that main road has these big pieces of coral boulder set along the edge of the grassy bit, so that way no one drives through or parks on the grass parts because they're people's houses. So I grab my phone, I'm selecting what song I'm going to play. I'm just being an asshole. I'm not paying attention. The car is idling. It's not even going, I'm not, my foot's totally off the gas. It's over the brake. But I'm like looking up, looking down, eating with my fucking other hand, driving with my knee. And all of a sudden, as I'm about to pick a song, I feel myself hit something. I'm like, boom. I'm like, oh shit. And I feel the car go up. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? And I guess I don't know how I did it, but I guess when I veered off the road clearly, and hit one of those big coral boulders, but I guess it was like the perfect shaped coral. Um, and I maybe turned the wheel because when I hit it, maybe I turned the wheel at the perfect time. But my car on the passenger side hopped up on the coral and drove all the way till the car was on its frame, and I couldn't move it. So it was just front end of the car up on a rock, and I tried so hard to get it off, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna have to call Christy." So I'm like, "Babe," she's like, "Oh, did you forget something?" When I opened the door, I'm like, "No, I have to. Do we still have AAA?" And she's like, "Yeah, why? What happened?" And I'm like, I got I got the car stuck on a rock. And she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Just come see. It'll be better if you look." And she walked outside and she started laughing at me so fucking hard. She fell to her knees in the grass and couldn't fucking get a question out for like a solid minute. I was like, "It's okay. You could just keep laughing at me in public in front of all of our neighbors. It's fine." Oh
I mean,
man.
what else are you gonna do at that point but laugh? Because
Dude, when the tow truck guy got there to take my car off the rock, he stopped the I saw him through the windshield because I was standing by my car, and I could see his face as he drove up. He looked at the car and like looked at me, and he was like squinty head, like, "What the fuck happened? Like, how did you do this?" And he got out of the car. He's like, "Oye, mano, pero qué pasó?" And I'm like, I don't have time to explain. Just get it the fuck off the rock. Just get it off the rock." And he got it off the rock, and hey, guess what? It was perfectly fine.
yep.
It
And then wait, why
survived.
did you stop driving it after that?
Um, why did I stop driving it? Oh, so I was driving my car a lot, and I was spending a lot of money on tolls and gas and stuff. And then Christy got another job. That's when she got the pro translating job, and we realized that we could carpool because my job was doing a shuttle service from the train station. Like all this was happening at the same time. So I decided, like, well, I'll save on gas. I'll save on I'll save on miles for the car. I don't have to, do anything like that. So I just let it sit there after that when we started carpooling, and then I wasn't really using it. Oh, and then I think I didn't like I canceled my insurance on it or something like that. Cause like, well, I'm not going to use it, so I'm not going to have insurance. So I didn't have insurance on it, but also didn't drive it. And then um, when I went to go, actually use it, I had left it for too long, and then we revived it.
We did some serious revival surgery there.
Oh, we did so much revival surgery there. It was
Oil
nuts.
change. What else did we do? We did oil change, air filter, cabin air filter, tires. I think we did everything short of spark plugs that day.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all the fluids were changed out, I think.
Dude, I remember when that shit started up for the first time. I think I swear to I think you jumped like almost a clear foot off the ground.
Oh, for sure. I was super happy. I was so excited. Well, especially because like I needed to get this thing up and running. And I was like, fuck, man, I really, really like left a car sitting in a fucking park in my driveway for what was it, like 2 years almost? Um,
And she came
of
back.
like not using it. She came back, yeah, great.
Yeah, because
My brother drives it all the time. It's fun.
yeah, it's fucking perfectly good. I mean, I just remember how like the layer of grime that had formed on that car when we were cleaning it.
Oh yeah, it was disgusting.
It
Oh
was a
my god, it was layers.
paint job at one point.
Yeah, no, legitimately, it was like black almost, and then the gunmetal gray that the car was.
God, that was so good. And I remember that when we
Yeah.
cranked that bitch up, the AC was freezing cold.
Yeah, the AC worked.
Yeah,
Pretty fun.
perfect. Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, that was an adventure. That was an adventure with that. That Nissan went through a lot, and I'm glad it's still kind of in the family because my brother has it. So
That's good. And he didn't crash it in 30 minutes. So, good for him.
he didn't. He crashed the one before it in 30.
You got to learn somehow.
There you go. Yeah, we do. We always do better with our second ones.
So, what did you get after the Ultima? Because I know that you guys got rid of the Charger as well because the Charger was on like its last legs.
Yeah, we got the Beamer.
What BMW did you get?
Have I not talked about it on the show before? We got the BMW X1, the 2016 BMW X1.
Nice. Was it a?
It was
Did you get any package on it? Like any specific trim package?
no, I didn't get it from Beamer. I got it used from H. Greg.
Oh, okay.
But it still had warranty on it. I think it had like 2 years of warranty on it still because it was a lease vehicle. And I transferred it over to me when I got the car. So we have I think we still have it for another few months. Because it's been like a year and a half.
Already that you've had the car?
We got the car. I think so.
There's no way it's been that long. Really?
I have to ask Christy, but yeah, I think it's definitely been a year.
Yeah, I think
Definitely been a year.
Does not feel like a year.
It doesn't feel like a year at all.
Jesus.
I feel like, yeah, I know. It's fucking nuts. And then with this year on pause, I don't even know what this year feels like.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ.
That time flies, huh?
Dude, that's unacceptable.
It's an unacceptable amount of time passage.
I'm writing a strongly worded letter to time. By the way,
Hey, Senor Kronos. Is it doing it?
all right, and we're back from that final pause. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. So, when we left off, James was telling us about his already 1.5-year-old purchase of his BMW X1.
I know. Yeah. I can't believe it had been that much time.
What's been your favorite part about owning your first foreign car? Like, what sells the car for you more than anything now having owned it for that length of time?
Performance. Performance and just overall feel. The car just feels it's another level of it's just another level. It's like it's like the difference when you get into like a basic Civic and then you get into like a really nice Accord. Like it's just a different thing. It's a different level of car.
There's
Like
more.
you're just getting a lot more. Yeah. So I had so yeah, I mean the overall performance for a car of that size and an engine of that size is incredible. One of the things that moving from the Charger that I was like not really very happy on compromising was speed and acceleration. And just overall driving performance because I like the way that the Charger handled, and I like that like if you needed to fucking gun it, you gun it. Like I like having that power.
Right.
So it was one of those things that that I knew BMW had, even in their smaller engine cars, and I watched a bunch of videos on it and a bunch of reviews and stuff like that of the overall cabin space, and it just all of it kind of sold me. I love the look of it. I like the way the exterior looks. I like how kind of low profile it is, but at the same time it's like spacious. It's still an SAV.
Right.
So yeah, but that is genuinely probably been the best part. It's just the overall car of it,
No, word.
Yeah. Also having an infotainment system is nice.
Yeah, just a little bit. And BMW has massively improved their infotainment system.
Yeah.
I think it used to be called, I don't know what it's still called. I think it used to be called iDrive. But
it's still iDrive.
Okay, yeah. iDrive from like a long time ago. I think when BMW got their first like big design revival through, I think his name was, I don't think it was Chris Harris, but I think it was Chris something.
Chris Hansen?
Definitely not.
I thought maybe he was into more than just pedophiles.
No, definitely not. I think it was. Oh no, it was Chris Bangle. Yeah, he worked for BMW for a while. I don't know if he's still there. No, yeah, it was in 2009 that he quit BMW. But that generation that he was part of, that he helped design like all of the new BMWs in the like the early to mid 2000s, like the iDrive at the time was just terrible. Like it was just menu after sub menu after sub menu. Just still be like, I want to just change the volume, please, God.
Yeah, can I please? I just want to make all the sound come from the rear to the front.
Yeah, just it was a nightmare. But I mean,
I still think the best infotainment system is CarPlay.
like Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, I love Apple CarPlay. Like Honda does it really well.
Yeah,
I think
Honda's
it looks great.
Yeah, Honda's is really good. Hyundai is pretty good too. I like it. I'm currently testing it out in my sister's car that she's lending me. She's got I think like a 2018, I think a 2018 Kona. Really nice crossover, by the way. If anybody's thinking about picking one up, it's a pretty damn good little car. Surprisingly, my favorite in-car infotainment system of all time has to be the one in modern Jaguars. I mean,
what? Oh, modern Jaguars? Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Well, when I say modern, I mean like when Jags had like their redesign revival with like the XJ and the XF and all that shit, like in like the mid 2000s, like 2012, 2014, around there. Their like out of the box infotainment system was miles ahead of everybody else. Like miles ahead.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I don't know about Jaguars and infotainment systems.
They're not bad. I mean, I compare it to the fucking nightmare that was iDrive and whatever the fuck you want to call that Mercedes was messing around with at the time, but it was just like miles ahead of everybody else. But all of that shit is irrelevant nowadays with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So
yeah, Apple CarPlay just makes everything easy. It's like, hey, give me a screen, and I'll do what I do for you. Like it just makes sense.
Yeah, but no, I mean, after the let's see, on my end, after the Buick, I believe after the Buick, I picked up the Miata. I had my first Miata. It was in red with black interior. And then after I got rid of the Miata, I picked up a 2001 Honda Accord in sapphire blue. No, it wasn't sapphire blue. No, it was, I think, it's like this weird, like metallic, like dark marina blue or some shit like that. It was nice, but the transmission started to slip a little bit, and I wasn't all about that life, so I got rid of it. And I was dating Millie at the time. Like we had just started dating, I mean, and she had her car. She had her 96 Sentra. And I was like, well, why don't we just carpool instead? And we just started carpooling. For years, we carpooled.
Man, carpooling is the best.
Yeah. And after that, I didn't have a car for a few years until I picked up the CRV when we finally moved to the apartment. And she had picked up the Civic. She got her first ever new car. She leased a 2015 Honda Civic, which was amazing because neither of us had ever had a new car before.
Oh, really? So you got to play with all the new. Got to be the first time that butt was in the seat.
Yeah. It was great. Like we loved that car. I mean, she loves that car still today more than she loves her new Civic. And her new Civic is better equipped. It has more toys. It's all around better car. But that first one, it's nothing like your first love. And then after the CRV, the transmission grenaded itself, literally shredded itself to pieces. Yeah. And then after that, my dad was lending me his, well, no, he didn't even he eventually gave it to me. He gave me an 07 Subaru Outback wagon that he had bought at auction.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah.
The white one. And for reasons that I don't know why, he never changed the head gasket on it, which we're supposed to. And one day the head gasket went, the car overheated to high hell, and they're like, yep, you fucking destroyed the block. So it's going to be like $3,000 to replace the block. And
so you're like, so basically get a new car.
Yeah, I was like, fuck off, you can keep it. And we sold it to the mechanic. He replaced the engine and sold it and gave it to his mom. And that was it. Nice. And I've been carpooling with Mills ever since. And now I'm finally like financially stable enough to afford another Miata. So that's what I'm getting.
It's going to be, I think getting the Miata is going to be good for you too, because you'll be able to have a project, because whether you're going to or not, like you're going to want to do it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You're going to want to be working on it, little things that you could do here and there. You start fucking with it.
My theme that I'm going for right now in my head is I want to do like a sort of revival, like a resto mod of like the old British Roadsters.
Oh, dope.
So like I want to put a bunch of like ye olde like race car accents on the inside. So like a lot of like brushed aluminum and wood grain stuff.
Dude, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah, like I want to do like the old school like quilted leather panels on the interior instead of carpet.
Quilted leather.
You ever seen what that looks like?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
I'm gonna do it because there's a company that sells like the panels, like quilted leather panels that you can put on the inside, and it looks, bro, très magnifique.
Oh my god. Yeah, I can't wait to see this when you're done with it.
It's gonna look fucking baller. And it's not a fast car. Like I think that generation, brand new from factory, made like 140 horsepower.
Yeah, but they're what, like 4 pounds?
Yeah, there are likely bugs in the animal kingdom that weigh more than a Miata. So
Yeah, dude. Miata's coming under a ton, like easy.
So I mean, they're light cars, so they don't make a lot of power, but they're very zippy.
Oh, for sure. It's so fun.
It's gonna be nice to have a manual car again. But yeah, that's what I'm excited for right now. Just wheeling and dealing, trying to see what I can find out there that I like.
You should keep track of all the stuff you do to it. Take some pictures of it and stuff. Take videos.
There's gonna be a build process that's gonna be
Yes.
so you're gonna get to see. But like any good car that you're in love with and that you form a relationship with, the project never finishes.
No, for sure not. Yeah. You're always gonna be working on it.
I'll get to a point where I'm happy with it, and at that point, I'll either let it stay the way it is and drive it until I can't drive it anymore, or I'll sell it and get a newer Miata and start that new project all over again. But I am hoping that for the first time in my life, I can buy a car and stick to that one chassis. So like even if the transmission goes, like, okay, that's fine. The chassis is still good. We're gonna give her a new heart, new transmission, everything, and start over.
And try to keep her as original as possible.
Yeah, basically. So I mean, you can.
What color is it?
The one I'm looking at right now is it's like a nice like flake forest green.
Ooh.
It's really pretty. It's got a little bit of fading on the hood, but that's pretty normal. Mazda used very thin aluminum hoods, so but it's nice. I mean, I wish it's got black cloth interior. I wish it had the beige leather interior, but I mean, a boy can always dream.
I mean, you can always change the interior out whenever you want to.
It's just a matter of finding all the panels and then getting them to fit just right.
Yeah.
So
and getting but I'm sure that you'll have plenty of more things to modify and fucking diddle with.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So, but yeah, that's basically it, man. So,
oh man, when are you getting it?
I don't know. I'm still like talking to the guy, going back and forth, and then I got to coordinate with one of my buddies that's gonna go up there with me because he knows more about Mazdas and Miatas in general than anyone I know. So I'm gonna coordinate with him to see when we can go up there, so he can take a look at it and tell me like, hey, yeah, this is a good buy, or no, maybe offer him a little less, or let's stay away from this one because this one's gonna be a nightmare, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, just like what is the overall grade of the car? What should you look out for? But that's awesome, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's been a minute. I remember you pulling up to my store in your Miata.
Yep, and I mean, I'm definitely not gonna be able to pull up to your store in a Miata anytime soon, but
you're not gonna be able to pull up anywhere in a Miata anytime soon.
You say that, but that's what quarantine cruises are for.
Quarantine cruises?
Yeah, it's like this thing on the Miata subreddit where everybody goes for a quarantine cruise, where they're like, "Oh, good, there's no cars on the road. Time to go for a little cruise during the quarantine."
Oh, okay. We kind of did that at like early on in the quarantine. We like took a trip through the Gables, and Miracle Mile at 12 on a Sunday was empty.
Yep, sounds about right.
Like fucking ghost town empty. We were like, wow, this is so weird.
You hear that what's the name of this Irish pub in Gables? God, what's the name of that place?
Fados?
What?
No, Fados Grove. No, Fados is the Grove.
No. It's it's in Gables, downtown Gables, the Irish pub. Hold on. I've been there like a handful of times, and I know it's like a famous place down here in Miami. Irish pub.
Finnegan's on the Roof?
What?
No.
Oh, John Martin's.
John Martin's, yeah.
They're closing, by the way.
They're going out?
Yeah, they're done. Yeah. There was like an article in like Miami New Times and in the Herald about it.
They couldn't, they can't take what are they going to do?
I don't know. I don't think they could afford quarantine.
The lease for that property has to be exuberant. In the Gables.
And you're one of the oldest established businesses on Miracle Mile. Like John Martin's has been there forever.
Since I was a kid, for sure.
That's like, imagine if the Miracle Theater like didn't renew their lease. Do you know how much that?
Yeah,
Like, Jesus Christ. Well, anyways,
that's nuts, man.
Do you have any announcements or any weird news for this episode? It's okay.
Weird news I do not have.
Okay.
Well, I do have weird personal news.
Yeah, what's your weird personal news?
I'm pooping less now that I'm in a quarantine. It's weird.
Are
I
you
know.
eating more junk food?
No,
Okay.
a little bit.
You're having a lot of more junk food, aren't you, James?
Mm-hmm. A lot more. It's been a lot, but I'm trying to be better. I'm drinking more water and lemonade,
Okay. I mean, hey, that's something.
and I'm trying to eat celery and stuff. But yeah, I've gone from going 3 times a day to 1 time a day, and it's odd. So that's kind of weird.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll get back to it once all this is over.
Yeah, because that once a day is really bad. You know,
Is it like an
It's like-
explosion?
but for a long time.
It's a really prolonged.
Like if it took a stick of a TNT 10 minutes to blow up, like, that's what taking a shit is like in quarantine
Jesus
for me.
Christ. Thank God I haven't been quarantined. I don't know how weird my life would be if I was
Bro,
quarantined.
my brain is going through very, 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 very weird things. It's very weird.
I mean,
Like, the more at home I am, the more at home I want to be.
really?
Like, I've gone over now I've gone over. Now I'm like,
want to go back to work?
I don't want to. No, I don't want to leave anywhere. It's like, oh, we have to go to the store for something because we're out of this. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go do that.
Yeah, I'm happy we're here at home.
I'm just gonna know this is my new world now. This is my world for the next foreseeable future.
So this is you've accepted becoming a hermit. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm a troglodyte now. So,
Now you see what it's like when you guys invite me places and I just go, nah.
oh my god, no, but I'll force myself out.
Simulated social anxiety. Welcome to my world.
Oh my god, this is weird. Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you release COVID just to have everyone experience what you experienced?
Shut up. They know.
Shh, they're on to me. But yeah,
All right.
I
Well,
don't know.
thank you for having patience with us and for waiting.
Outside the store as we collect all your items.
Yeah, just remember, please, guys, 6 feet apart when in public. If you can wear a mask, please do. There are a million tutorials online on how to make masks at home, from anything ranging from a t-shirt to a bandana to just a simple, piece of cloth. If you know how to sew, there's plenty of tutorials online on how to make simple masks. Again, everything you hear, wash your hands as many times as humanly possible, at least 20 seconds.
Yeah,
Keep hand sanitizer handy whenever you can.
for sure.
And if you don't need to go out, don't. If you can order stuff to your house, please do that.
And if anyone tries to cough on you, stab a bitch.
Yeah,
You
right,
know?
right in their fucking stupid face.
Right in their stupid face. If everyone coughs on you, right in their stupid face. You know.
Mm-hmm. Just send a message.
Yeah, just make sure that everyone stay distrustful of your neighbor and any possible person that could ever come into contact with you. Let go of any ties you have to your friends and family, because those aren't coming back. And just remember, the government is constantly trying to take your freedoms and establish authoritarian dictatorship. So if everyone just stays positive and looks on the bright side, I think we'll get through this, real easy.
And at minimum 2 years.
Yeah, I think 2 years and we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We will be all right.
we'll be fine, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe a solar flare comes and fucking wipes out the planet. I don't know.
I hope not.
I hope not, too. That would be worse.
I'd like to have a Miata for more than a year.
Oh my god, what if you break my record because the world ends? I got my Miata and then gone.
Thanks, Dick.
Sorry.
Appreciate it.
But it's awesome to sit down and record with you again, and it's awesome to talk to all of you guys again.
Yes.
And I hope that we will be able to get back to normal schedules soon, but we'll see.
We're going to try. Thank you so much for your patience. We love all of you. Please stay safe.
Yes.
Take all your purchases to the front. Stay 6 feet apart, and we'll see you guys next time. Love you.
Yep. Mwah. Stay healthy.
Love you guys.